Greetings, everyone. How are you doing? Wouldn't you be excited when you have been consistent and you have been able to stay consistent for a very long time? That is exactly how I feel today because this is my 12th round of Get Tasks Done. And 12th round is the series of 5-day challenges which I do every 3 months, which started in December 2021. And I have helped more than 2,000 people. They have been students, solo operating entrepreneurs, multitasking professionals, super moms, because I'm one of them also. I've helped students overcome their fears, make better decisions, become awesome, get better results, and it has those set of tools are same, whether they are entrepreneurs or belong to any field of life. It's like not one size fit for all, but these things work and these are holistic. And I use a W for holistic because these are different areas of life which affect all the other areas of life. You must have heard about the famous 80-20 rule, and that tells us that 20% of the strategies give us 80% of the results. And if we go a little one up on that, to achieve 100% results, how much more percentage do you need? If you calculate it, it comes to 5%. So just imagine just 5% more effort, or I would say work smart methods help you to achieve what you want to achieve and whatever you are working on or have been struggling with. So, the first topic of this 5-day challenge is effective decision making. How to be successful? What is it that makes you keep putting off your decisions? And no, it's not just procrastination or being lazy. It's the easiest way out when people say that, oh, I'm just very lazy. It's just a temptation, I would say, because I've been there, done that. I'm a mom of 5 grown up kids, and I have been a mission vision based person. And I've been a student also because I keep working on improving myself, learning different things. And as a mentor, as a life coach who has worked with so many people, now I am in a position to share with you those tips and tricks which can show you why we are unable to make decisions or what is it that affects our decision making. So, number one thing is fear of making mistakes, or rather, fear of taking risks. The thing is, in either case, we are taking risk. Either we are taking risk of not making a decision, and we are putting ourselves in jeopardy, we are sacrificing time, we are losing time. So that is all a risk, because definitely there are some consequences of every decision, whether we take an action or we don't take an action. So, in this way, what we need to understand is what is it that we fear. Second thing, that is, we are unable to have the clarity of what this decision will mean. What does it mean for us? What value do we have from taking this decision? Will we get a value or not? And that is where a coach or a mentor can help you better. Usually, what people do is they either scroll through Facebook or any other social media, or they ask people who either, number one, don't have the experience, or they have also watched a number of videos and resources, and based on that, without any practical experience, they end up giving advice which harms your cause or your potentials to achieve bigger goals, uh, better decisions, or even better experiences. Number three is when we do not know what the consequences will be, like when we do not have the clarity about what the consequences will be of either taking that decision or not taking that decision. And it's very overwhelming. I understand this because I have had my own share of anxieties and depressions. Obviously, bringing up 5 kids is not an easy task. Being a solo operating social entrepreneur for 29 years is not an easy task, along with raising a family. Why I'm giving you these examples is that somewhere along the line you do come across all these experiences in life, or we just simply, because of this overwhelm of information and overwhelm of resources, overwhelm of options, we are unable to take decisions or take quality decisions. So what is it that we need to make quality decisions? Number one, we need skills. And how do we get skills? Simply by practice. But then you'll say this is an oversimplified option of, you know, just simply skills. It's not just simply skills, it's about getting consistent. So, who can you learn yoga from? Or who can you learn to cook from? Or who can you learn how to paint, draw, or play music? Obviously, from an expert, someone who has experienced those ups and downs, someone who knows why certain problems come, and they can help you to save effort and time. So, if you want to save your effort and time, obviously you will need someone who can take you along, who is non judgmental. Greetings, Zeba. Assalamu alaikum. So, uh, Zeba happens to be one of my oldest friends. Our friendship is more than, I think, 25 years now. Thank you so much for showing up on live. And anyone else who is either live or watching a replay, they can write down hashtag live or hashtag replay, or post your questions on this topic if you watch it again. So, with decision making, what happens is that when we do not have clarity, or when we do not have the processes and systems, we struggle. So, in short, there are 7 areas. When we look into them, they help us in making better decisions. You can write these questions down, and you can use these for your habits, you can use these for your thoughts, you can use these for your emotions that you are passing through, so that you have more clarity on how this works. I got them from one of my most favorite programs, courses that I had done. Thank you so much. Uh, it's called resurfacing. So when you are deep down in dash, I wouldn't want to say that any bad word over here, but I personally use dash because you can fill up with any bad word you want to, because sometimes the emotions are so strong and so hard. You want to say something really nasty, but I don't want to feel nasty right now. So, what you can do is you can go through these 7 questions. This workbook is by Harry Palmer, and it these 7 questions help to outline how to find out which of the areas is it that does not gel in with whatever decision or habit or goal, whatever it is that we want to make. So the first question that you need to ask yourself is this inviting my attention? Does it give me strength? Does thinking about it give me strength? So, on a scale of 1 to 5, you can give yourself numbers. 1 obviously is not at all or very less, and 5 is yes, a lot. So, if you feel strength by thinking about it, does it arouse your interest? That is the number you are going to give according to how you are perceiving it or how you are experiencing thinking about this goal or outcome or habit or whatever it is. I have tried it on everything that I was going through, and that is how I was able to make better decisions, because I was lousy at making decisions. And you do not need to know my problems, because how we come out of the problems is much more important and much more worthy. By investing 95% of our energies on the solutions and solution seeking, we preserve our energy, we preserve our sanity, and we get brilliant ideas with the right focus. Again, the 80-20 rule: with proper strategies, we get 80% results. So, if we are not getting results, all we need to do is just look at our 20% of strategies. Next question is, does the pursuit of this, now again dash is something whatever you can fill here with your goals, your habits, your thoughts, feelings, whatever. So does the pursuit of it produce something of value to you, and what is that value? So having this clarity will help you, and again give it number from 1 to 5. Choose any number. 1 is not at all, 1 is a lower number, 5 is a lot. Question number 3. Does the pursuit of it provide equal benefits to myself as much as it provides the benefits to others? So there needs to be a balance between what benefits we want or we get for ourselves and to others. There must be a win-win situation. If it's not, naturally the number or the score will be low. Then question number 4. Does the pursuit of it provide you with 3 opportunities, either or all of the 3? Better understanding, better competence, and better responsibility. Responsibility again does not mean a burden on our shoulders. Responsibility is a combination of 2 words of English: response and ability. That is, we have the ability to respond. So if we are able to improve how we respond, not react. Please note, reaction is something that is just on autopilot, where we are unable to see what we are doing, where we are unable to evaluate or gauge what the consequences will be. So that is what responsibility is. So 3 things: better understanding, better competence, or better responsibility. It can be either of the 3 or all the 3 together. So you can score it again based on the numbers. 1 is less, 5 is a lot. Whichever number applies to you, you can choose that. Next question. Is it in alignment with a broader group goal or a still broader humankind goal? So whatever we are pursuing, whether it's a thought, habit, goal, outcome, emotion, anything, if it is in alignment with a greater outcome, like people go to gym to either get healthier or to reduce weight, obviously it does not happen on the first day or the first week. It requires consistent work. So in order to get things done, if we rely only on external motivation or appreciation, it won't work. That is the reason it doesn't work. So we need to focus on the transformation and transition that we are able to sustain and maintain as a momentum, so that whatever we are pursuing can benefit a broader group, broader circle of friends or family, or even our neighborhood or community, and still broader humankind goal, because eventually we are going to die, all of us. No one lives forever, but if we leave behind us a legacy, if we become a legend, just like Nelson Mandela and so many other people, the name of such people is endless. But we are able to at least try to follow their footsteps, or be like one of them who did something for the betterment of humanity on this planet. Then the next question is, does this whatever, again I'm repeating myself deliberately, so that through repetition we are able to, number one, understand, and number two, we are able to remember it also, so it becomes very easy for memorizing. So the thing is that, does it provide us with an opportunity of better self management and personal creativity? Because obviously if we are not creative, we won't be able to solve any problems. We all have problems, we just need to choose which ones we want and which ones we don't want. So for that you need processes and systems, but for now what we are focusing on is, does the pursuit of whatever this is, or being indulgent in any of the habit or outcome, anything, does it provide you personal creativity and better self management? Again, on a scale of 1 to 5, you are going to give it number as much as it relates to you. And final question is that, by pursuing it, does it provide you with self admiration and a little bit of admiration from others also? So based on these 7 questions, you can watch the replay, get those questions down, or if you want these questions as a in picture format, just DM pic and I will send that image in your messenger, or you can send your WhatsApp number in my messenger and I can send you on WhatsApp all these 7 questions. So what about these numbers? The numbers are, if your score is 15 or below, definitely you need a lot of clarity. So you can do that by journaling, or you can connect with me and uh, go on into self exploration. Hello, Araldine, how are you? Thank you so much for joining. So, sorry for the break. So, what happens is, if it is 15 or less, if your score is 15 or less, 1 5 15, then we need a little more clarity. Sometimes the clarity comes with a little walk through nature, or just a little exercise, doing something that would make you happy, reading a book, or a little exercise, a little just moving. And if it is more than that, somewhere around 20 and 25, you have some clarity, but you need a little bit more so that you can improve your score on that. If it is 25 or above, 25 till 35, it is right for you. So in this manner, when you are able to evaluate your decisions or your whatever you are pursuing, even if it is your habits or your um, thoughts and emotions, you will be able to assess whether you are on the right track, whether it is good for you or not. Because uh, if you have been a victim at any point in time, you know it becomes so tempting to either feel self importance through or through feeling justified or tempted to indulge in uh, unhealthy eating habits or any other unhealthy habits, and the result is burnout. So if you want to save your effort and time, if you want to achieve more and better, what you need to do is to be around people who believe in you, who believe in your crazy dreams, who support you, who give you the tools, the skills, the processes and systems which help you become a better person, respond instead of reacting, have win win situations, communicate in ways with yourself, have a better relationship with yourself as well as with money, with people around you, and even with your goals. We embracing our goals result in making better decisions, taking the actions we need to take, and stopping ourselves from taking the self sabotaging actions which we do, which harm us, which delay our goals, and which just sometimes just make us either stuck or go in circles, doing the same thing, experiencing repeatedly the same experiences which just give us nothing at all. Save your effort and time. If you are a solo operating entrepreneur, if you are a multitasking student or a super mom or a professional taking care of your home as well as your professional responsibilities, these tips will really help you. So, throughout these 5 days from today till the 30th, I will be coming up with one topic every day and sharing with you some tips that would help you to save your effort and time to get more out of your life, because we are in the third quarter of this year. We still have 6 months to go. So, if you want to end boldly, be happy, be fulfilled that at least the next 6 months was spent well. You can make your 90-day goals. You can ask for help, post your questions below, or send a message to me in my messenger about what is it that you want to work on to make better decisions. For other topics, stay tuned and we'll meet tomorrow again. Bye bye.